I just got this piece in to paint a custom order for a client. She wants an artistry painted finish on it, and she really likes green and she likes ferns. There's a lot of texture to this piece. She also likes dragonflies, so we're going to do some fun stuff with this piece. So here we are with the doors and drawers removed and ready for painting. You can see the manufacturer painted in their finish, and you can really see it there, but I'm going to be doing the same. The client and I discussed a whole bunch of different things regarding the ferns, but I saw this decoupage paper and I felt like I had to have it to make my design complete, and I ordered 2 sheets. Then I began to paint. I used mud puddle, and I'm kind of using the bottom of a jar and the paint's a little thick, but that's okay. I might get some texture in there. I'm going for kind of a beachy wood look here. So I'm using this mud puddle, and I'm also using Voodoo Gel Stain in Au Naturel. I also grabbed the Bayou Moss color and the Up in Smoke. And I try to mix those in as well too, but I just opted for the Au Naturel. So I'm just kind of working with this with the paint mister, and I put the Au Naturel just on the brush because my surface isn't flat. I could have laid it on its back, but really this was fine. I just went all over the entire piece in the areas that I wanted to with this mud puddle color and the Voodoo Gel Stain and the Au Naturel for this beachy finish. With a steady hand, I use my brush and go around that curve, just like the manufacturer did to cut it in. I have my elbow resting on my knee, and I'm in a dress and I'm not sitting very ladylike, but sometimes people ask me about the clothes that I wear whenever I paint, because I don't wear paint clothes. I work in a retail store, so I have my shop in a furniture store, and I manage the furniture store in exchange for my space. So I kind of feel like when I had my own standalone shop, I kind of dressed however I wanted, although I didn't usually look like I had just been painting anyway. Of course, there's always aprons, but anyway, I feel like in a mall store, I kind of need to look half decent. So that's why I paint in the clothes that I paint in. I'm usually pretty careful. Sometimes I wear an apron, and occasionally I do get paint on my clothes. I also really love fashion, and there is a women's clothing boutique in the store also. So that kind of feeds my desire for all these clothes. Much easier to paint the top, and it's easy to just squeeze out the Voodoo Gel stain and mix it in with the paint. Use the water mister as well. So I have done this technique lots of times. When it's all dry, I am probably going to come back in and dry brush a little bit of white in and maybe a little bit of gray in, very little bit, and then I might also use the finish with a wax too. So I might add a little dark wax or a little gray wax, a little white wax, who knows. The reason I removed all the cabinet doors was because I thought it would be much easier not only to paint but to apply my decoupage paper. And it's always a good idea, almost always a good idea, to apply white underneath the surface that you'll be decoupaging on so that the rice paper or tissue paper that you're using, which is kind of transparent or translucent, is more vibrant. Because of the texture, I'm kind of stippling it on, and I'm using the color cotton. So while that's drying, I'm coming back to that top, and I am using Voodoo Gel Stain in White Magic and a little bit more of the Au Naturel is what I chose to do. And I'm just going to use the Big Daddy brush, which is a nice wide brush, and just kind of blend that in a little bit. I say blend, but I don't want to blend it too much and lose the color. I don't want the color to disappear. So I use the mister bottle, and I'm just taking broad strokes all in the same direction and just working in that Voodoo Gel Stain. That is a water-based stain, and I love it so much. I use it a lot. I know you've seen me do this technique a lot, and it's just super easy to do, and it almost never fails to give you that great finish. It's a woman's prerogative to change her mind, right? Well, I decided to use Weeping Willow and just have the top and the very bottom of the piece in the wood grain. And so I am just filling in this color. So no harm, no foul. The other was kind of a primer for me. But I do give it 2 coats, and I just carefully cut in along the bottom. And I'm so glad those doors are off. Really, it made for easy painting. These panels don't come out, so I'm glad that I'm doing this all in one color, because definitely that's a little bit easier. So I decided to do the drawers and the panel also in the Weeping Willow color. So my design is coming together, and at the same time, I have some uncertainty. The thing I am certain about is that it's gonna look really cool. I'm so excited about that decoupage paper coming, but my design dilemma is just which way I want to go. So the paper has palm trees, and I didn't really discuss palm trees with the client. I did show her the paper, and she likes it, but I think I'm going to be painting out the palm trees, because that's kind of straying from the design a little bit. But the question that I want to ask is, does she want a more traditional feel, something a little fancier and more romantic, a little more gilded, or does she want a little more modern feel? Because the knobs that I've chosen, all of that, we could go either way with this. So I really must consult with my client, but I don't know if I can wait until tomorrow until the first sheet of decoupage paper arrives. My doors are all ready for the paper, and the rest of it has gotten 2 coats, so I'm just anxiously waiting. Yay, it arrived! So I am fitting it on the 2 middle drawers. So remember, I've painted them white, and I'm trimming off the excess because it was kind of printed a little wonky, so I just cut the excess off. and I'm just going to fit it on there and then cut it in half. So when I lifted it up, you could probably see that it's kind of like fabric. This is from Redesign by Prima, and I have used this before, this type of paper. It's, like I said, it's more like fabric. I don't exactly know whether it's rice paper or what, but it's much different than the other rice paper that I've used, because it is indeed more like fabric. So I love it because you can sort of stretch it a little bit, and also it's just very easy to work with. So I'm fitting them on here, and I am going to use, and that was just perfect for those two doors. So I have another one on the way for the other two doors. I didn't realize when I first placed the order that I was going to need two of them for the best look. So again, I also, well, we'll talk about that later. I'm fitting it on. If you notice, it's Memorial Day weekend, and I have my little Memorial Day outfit on. I'll have to show you at the end. I also got a new face for my watch that was appropriate for the day. So I am pondering, as you can see, and just laying it out. But I begin using flat clear coat. So I'm just going to put it along the edge and just keep fitting and working the piece as I go up. So I put that on underneath and just put it in place, and then like I said, I can even like stretch it a tad, and then I'm just going to attach it the entire way. There was a crease in the middle which I kind of had to work out, but it really worked out pretty easily. I suppose you could press or steam it out, but it really came out, like I said, pretty easily. So this is going to leave a little bit of space at the top. So when I am done applying it and ready to paint it in on the piece of furniture, I'll put the doors back on. That's going to get painted the entire way up to the top. So this is what my two front doors look like. And when I looked at it originally, again, I didn't discuss palm trees with the client, mainly just ferns. So I'm probably going to be painting out that top section, because we still have to incorporate the dragonflies. I have some ideas now. Every step I take, it firms up my ideas. How I'll add some more ferns in molds and the dragonflies. I was concerned that maybe this was starting to look too modern, but this is a picture that the client sent me that she liked of another piece, and it has pretty clean lines, so I think she's going to be pleased. But I am going to share this part 1 video with her so that we can make sure we're on the same page. Be sure and come back for part 2 and check out my watch face. Thank you so much for watching today. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss a thing. Join our channel membership for only 99 cents a month. Find us on the web at www.statementdesigns.org and on social media as Statement Designs. Stay well.